What do you think smoking weed does for you?
I feel like it helps with my anxiety and my stress.
Yeah. And how far back does that go? Like, do you remember the earliest you realized you were stressed or anxious?
Probably in like sophomore year or so.
Yeah. And why do you think weed helps with that?
Because of the like cannabinoids and it bonds to your receptors and stuff like that.
Okay, Austin, you've been studying neuroscience or something, huh? Chemistry?
Yeah.
All right.
I researched like the stuff that I do before I do the drugs.
So yeah, given your research, like what do you understand about why it feels helpful for you?
Because you have your own like cannabinoid system in your brain, which makes you relaxed. But if you smoke weed for too long, your own like receptors won't like make its own like relaxing feeling and like stress relieving feeling, and then your body just gets like used to just smoking weed.
Okay. So what does that mean for you in your life now that you know that?
To just not smoke too much.
Is that easier said than done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the consequences of stealing a car, going and smoking, or taking pills or whatever, but nobody thinks about it because it's that fight or flight response.
We learn about ourselves and we learn about the world through our bodies, right? Through our senses. That's how we come to know everything, like where we are in space, how we are in relationship to other people. I'm working with folks who work within fitness, who work within sport at various levels, with mental health clinicians who have an interest in body-centric and body-first approaches. Being present with someone's body and their nervous system and just feeling even energetically in shared space how dysregulated they may be, how dissociated they may be from their bodies, and how central it was for people to have experiences of very gently supporting them and moving in the direction of developing a different kind of relationship with their body, and to have experiences that felt good, that felt settling, that felt organizing, that felt connecting, that made them feel strong, and that became kind of a starting ground, if you will, for people's narratives starting to change. I don't think we can just talk about trauma. I don't think we actually get very far by just talking about trauma. We can, in some ways, just keep reinforcing this narrative. And it's, I think, having, the ability to be witnessed and heard about the impacts of trauma in your life are critically important. And then also, like, what are we doing with this entire like vessel that people are moving through the world in? And that is often the kind of the receiving ground of those experiences.
Well, your neurodivergent kids are sensory seeking. Even the fluorescent lights may be bothering them. The blankets that they use, sheets on the bed, the clothes that they wear. I have a huge list of his triggers. One time it will trigger, one time it won't, or something new may trigger him. I'm more aware of his body language now, the look on his face, and even slight changes that other people may not notice. I've become very much in tune to notice those changes, to see what he's going to do.
Coping mechanisms. It's that little at nighttime when I'm overwhelmed, or, oh yeah, I miss my dad, or oh my God, I wish my mom was a mom. It's like, sometimes I just want to like calm down. And how I do that is by rolling up a joint or hitting my cart, and that's just being honest.
When we talk about child development, I don't know about you, but in my education, I got zero education about sensory processing, about sensory integration, about the foundational role of our sensory experiences, both literally and symbolically, in how we move through the world. Kids are always telling us stories with their bodies. They very rarely are telling us stories with words, especially when they're younger. And so to me, it's critically important to have training and awareness about how to listen to the stories that someone's body is telling us. Because the reality is, right, like, what does trauma do to us? It steals our agency and our autonomy. It makes us feel like we're not powerful.
Most of the time, at least for me, it's been like an illegal activity. Like I'm doing something that I probably shouldn't be doing.
Because that's how you quiet the struggle.
Yeah. And it's just like more fun. I don't know. I'm not 18 yet, so I really can't do a lot of the fun things. I can't travel. I can't just leave the house when I please.
Yeah.
I still look over my shoulder. I can't stand it. Even once you quit, you find something else. Like, you find something else that like gives you that adrenaline rush or that like feeling